Hello, my name is Carol. Welcome to the meeting. I'll be your host today. And until people start showing up, I will be reading from the Smart Recovery Handbook. Yesterday, we kind of left off on short-term goals and where to start. Setting a few short-term goals is a great starting place. You can set long-term goals after you set some that will benefit you now. Make sure your goals are realistic without being too hard and don't set too many. All right, and we left off at physical health because I took us into the weeds. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I can hear you today. That's yay.
Hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I had to turn my volume down on my phone.
Hello, Cosmic. Hi, Steve. Did anybody send Steve a link?
No, let me see. I
Okay.
might be able to
Well, I
forward it
sent it
to
in
him.
the
Hold
main
on.
in the big message. You just got to scroll up. If anybody's commented since I posted the link, Steve, you just have to scroll till you find it. In the meantime, let's have a meeting. So I was at I took us into the weeds after physical health on a short-term goal as an idea of where. Hello, Seventh. Good to see you. Hello, everybody. Fun and leisure. Okay, so short-term goals I was reading. Bowling, model trains, shark fishing, cooking, astronomy. On the road to recovery, boredom can be a dangerous sinkhole. Rediscovering old hobbies and interests or learning new ones can help you avoid falling into it. Artistic activities, singing, embroidery, glass blowing, sculpting, self-expression through the arts boosts self-confidence. Education, finish your degree, take classes for fun, make yourself more marketable. As you know, you can always learn new things. Taking courses at a community center, community college, or university will help you keep engaged in life and learning. Volunteer, smart, oh, hospital, child's school, charities, animal shelter, election campaign. You may feel a desire to give back as part of your new life. Volunteers are in short supply everywhere. Finding an organization that is in line with your values is uplifting, rewarding, and a great place to make new friends. Social activities, ballroom dancing, book club, meetup groups, church, because most of your past social activities probably revolved around your old addictive behavior. Learning to socialize in new ways may take determination. Setting realistic goals. Goals should be specific, such as run a marathon versus improve your cardio health. Measurable, such as going to bed at 10 p.m. versus getting more sleep. Because those the verse, what comes after the verses is rather vague, and vagueness is easy to blow off. I've I've
Right.
learned agreeable. I'm invested in this goal versus I should do this because.
You're a little garbly. You're a little garbly. Move it.
About now.
Yes, that's better.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
good.
realistic. Train for next year's marathon. Run a marathon next month. Yeah. Real time bound. Volunteer 5 hours a week versus donate to charity. Okay.
Yeah.
And then after this, we'll work on figure 6.3 and I should be able to do a screenshot and make a figure of the little chart they have here, and we'll pick that up tomorrow.
There you go. I like the idea of volunteering. That's like such a positive, healthy activity.
I would have, volunteer. Probably have not thought of
Your your Carol, your mic. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
out now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There.
So anyway, I don't know what all y'all caught of that, but hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So were
Sorry.
you going to say something before you said you couldn't hear me?
All I said was I really like the idea of volunteering.
Oh, that's right.
Like just I think whenever you can give back and see how you can be helpful and beneficial,
Yeah.
regardless of where you're at in life, I think it's always a good thing.
Yeah.
To
I mean, I've done a few
don't.
spontaneous volunteer thing, but I've never made it a thing since I left church, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
That's why I kind of do this.
Okay.
This is my volunteering. This is my wanting to give back.
Kelly.
And
Hi,
Kelly. And it makes me feel good knowing that if I just help one person through the day, then
Right.
it was all worth it.
Right on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
I volunteered for DV and child SA groups in the past.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
wow.
Right on.
So, yeah, just because that's my
Did you like that work?
special interest. It was basically just sitting in a supermarket
Right.
or like a shopping center and sitting and waiting for people to come up with donations. And with the DV, it was called White Ribbon, and we had to do a training day to spot people who needed help, and you just sort of handed them flyers. You didn't, because we weren't specialized, so you just handed them flyers and sort of gave them, information where they could seek help. It was just spotting people who might need help, and it wasn't just women.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that was just,
I think
Okay.
that's one
It was
good
good.
thing. I think that's an important thing to realize that, men can get, be victims of DV as well.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that personally in my life. I had a friend whose wife used to just knock the snot out of him. And it always,
A lot of times
it's
it's harder for men to come forward because they're like, why
yeah,
are you letting her do this to you?
yeah. And that was
So,
his thing. He's like,
But I
well,
mean, to
I'm
try to resist her, she could, even just holding her wrist, she could accuse you of assault.
exactly. And I know someone exactly who's had that happen too. And it's just like, in Australia, we have exactly one men's refuge where you can go to with your children. If you need to escape with your children as a man, you have to. There's none because they won't let you into men's refuge with children because it's unsafe.
I had
Yeah.
okay. I did have a question if there was a shelter for men, specifically for men.
There's only one
Mhm.
because yeah.
Not as common.
Not
Yeah. Well, it's as common, I would say. It's
no,
just not
Really?
as recognized. Yeah, but it's there's at least one woman a week who dies in Australia from DV. So it's more common for women to die, but I would say it's just as common that men suffer.
Okay.
Mhm.
I know me as a man, I would have trouble reporting it just from not now, but 6 months ago, even before I met all of you and got some perspective on this, I would have had trouble reporting it just because of I've I've seen police take it not so seriously.
Yeah.
And like Carol said, if all you do is put your hands up in front of your face and you get a defensive wound, you're the one that's going for DV.
Hey, mischief.
First trip, hi. We got a lot of new people.
Hey,
And
Nick.
Nick, hi.
Hi, Annie.
Okay.
You know, my friend that I knew who was a victim of this was the most manly cowboy guy I knew. Like, and one day he literally just lifted up his shirt. He called and he goes, I need to talk to you about something. And we had been really good friends for a long time. And he's like, can I come over? And I was staying with my parents at the time, and I was like, you don't think that's going to look a little odd? He's like, I don't care how it looks. I've got to, like, okay. And he just walked in the front door, and my dad was sitting off to the side, and he just lifted up his shirt, and he was bruised from here down to, like, just solid bruises. Like, you could see the fists. There were scratches where she had thrown plates at him and they had broken on him. And I just started crying, and my dad's like, you know what, I'll be back. And he just left. And it went on for years. Years. And he's like, what do I do? You know, he's like, I sat on her, you know. He goes, not in like in a mean way, you know, like, he's like, but I had to stop her. But he's like, what do I do? You know, and I never had really ever felt so defenseless because of who he was and who he was in the community and everything. Like, it would have been a really big deal for him to go forward. So, like, I understood where he was like, what do I do? You know, and my response was, do you want me to handle it? He's like, no. I mean, I was trying to, like, make light at that time of the situation. You know, I was like, leave me alone. But I mean, it is a serious thing because, like you said, you know, and this is someone that I never would have imagined. And I just, my heart.
Can somebody help me with the female's perspective of that side of the equation? Because I've gotten a better idea. You know, you guys have helped me open my eyes to, I've gotten a better idea of what the man's perspective is in abusive and power, and it's narcissism, it's this and that. What is it with a woman that makes them abusive
I would
toward men?
think it's the same thing for women that it is for men.
Is it?
It can be a borderline personality disorder. It can be psychopathy,
I'd say it's about the same. I couldn't imagine. So I don't know.
I would you know, just getting really mad. I don't know. I couldn't imagine doing that. I wouldn't. Like, I've been in fist fights with my brother, but that's way different than, like, you know, that type of thing.
You got the kids too. That's a little different too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would never and have never ever done that. And so I mean, I think the thought process is probably the same because women can have the same, you know, there are female narcissists out there, female psychopaths, female serial killers, and everything. Seventh, that's another thing too. Someone that I know personally, it's not my story to share, but someone that I know personally, their ex-wife, he has said to me, my ex-wife wanted me to do that to her so that she could have him sent. Like, she pushed and pushed and pushed and poked, and they were at a point where they had decided they were going to divorce. They separated, and she was she was doing a lot of drugs and things like that. She knew he could get the kids, and so she tried to provoke him in that way to do that to her, because then she could use that against him. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
And that is so wrong. Like, you know,
yeah,
it's just
it's horrible, but it's no more wrong than a man doing it to a woman.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you shouldn't.
In a way, it kind of is, though, because, you know, a decent man is not going to fight back, and a woman knows that.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is
She's leveraging something a lot of times, and that,
my wife belongs to the Hobbit Club.
Well,
I
and
mean, she's little, and if I ever fought
right.
back, I would immediately go to jail. That's just, I'm 5'10" and 235 pounds, and she's 5'0" and 110 pounds. And if I ever fought back, if she ever did that to me and I ever fought back, I'm going to jail, even to defend myself.
Well, hopefully
Oh,
Well, and I
go ahead.
was going to say, I know this probably isn't going to be popular and it's not triggering to anybody, but my dad, knowing my temper, because believe it or not, my temper has calmed down a lot as I've gotten older. Like, it's calmed down way a lot. I think my dad knew, that I was just one of those like fly off the handle type people. And so my dad told me, and it stuck with me, and it really made me stop and think. He goes, if you are going to fight a man, you better be prepared to fight like a man. Basically, if you pick a fight with someone, with a guy, then you're in it, and you better be prepared. And that's why my brother and I, we had some fist fights like that, because they were full blown like fights. Now, I'm not saying that's a good way to be all the time. That was just me, because my dad knew that I would, be really sassy and probably get myself into some situations. So I think
no.
he said, right? No, not at all. But it was, and it's just one of those things. Like, I don't understand why, and especially now, having been through, some of the stuff, I don't understand why people would do that. Now, like I said, when we were early, little. Um, oh my gosh, Seventh, the neighbor called the police when the knife she attempted to, that's in my marriage, I would manipulate my hubby as a type of game. Winning my way was everything. One day I asked myself why I was doing this to the man I loved. Changed when I went back to church. Kelly, that is,
Oh my God.
first of all, how profound of a thing for you to acknowledge and share with us.
Yeah, just the
Oh,
fact of her acknowledging it is huge.
That
yeah.
is
I don't know if
amazing
you've
that
either.
you became or you were self-aware enough to ask that question and decide that, to make that change. That is
Now, Kelly,
wonderful.
can I
I've
ask?
spoken to Kelly on the telly several times, and concerning another matter, and that just blows my mind, her sharing that with me right here.
Yeah, Kelly, can I ask? Were you? Did you have any addictive behaviors going on when you were doing this, or were you addicted to the manipulation and winning? I'm so glad that you found your faith and that everything got better for you. Like, that's really good. And seventh, man, I tell you, hun, you have some stories when it comes to women. My goodness.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe next time, like, come have a meeting with us, and we'll be like, let's talk about her.
We'll devote a whole hour to Steve-O's women.
Right? That would be amazing.
But yeah, I'm so glad to see so many familiar faces. Cosmic, oh, very cool. Let's see. We said hi to Mischief, of course, Plant Freak, Anik, CK, Kelly.
Hi, you guys.
I think we've gotten
Welcome.
everybody.
Mischief 7.
Please
cut me in 30 seconds.
I'm sure they did.
Man. Oh man. Oh, that's ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly stuff.
Maybe we just need a little more stronger filtering process with you, buddy.
And I
Well,
do.
his wife sounds amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that a lot of times men go through. I think sometimes it's harder for them. Like, if a man is anorexic or has body dysmorphia or is suffering DV or SA, like, I think it's maybe much harder for a man to talk about that or admit it or, whatever, because, of that. And I like, it would be my personal mission in life to take that stigma away and just be like, look, people are not nice and bad things happen to everybody. And I don't feel like anybody should, like, feel that they can't share their story because they're a man. Like, it's.
I know for being a woman, it's embarrassing. It's humiliating.
Yeah.
When the police show up, it's the man is guilty till proven innocent in DV situations.
Well, yeah, and I know, like, here in Kentucky, they have some interesting laws surrounding that. There are women that have been taken away for DV, but it's very interesting how that works. Kelly, gave up substances when I had children. I think this was my way to prove I was still worthy of respect. Oh, I felt like I was invisible.
Remaining relevant, attention getting. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That's very introspective.
Self-awareness is amazing.
That self-awareness is huge.
Yeah.
Did you go to any kind of therapy, Kelly, for this, or was this just something you worked out through journaling, or did one day you just kind of like have an realization? Yeah, I mean, I think that is really, Kelly, you've done a lot of work on yourself to be able to say very definitively, I was still worthy, to prove that I was worthy of respect. I felt like I was invisible. Those are two. That's a very difficult thing when you feel invisible in life. That's a hard place to come from, because you will, default to some really unhealthy behaviors to feel seen, because it's kind of like that negative reinforcement, right? You don't always get positive reinforcement, when you're the dutiful person or whatever, it's just expected. But when you act out, people are kind of like, what'd you do? I think that's very profound. See, the police room went for
knew me once. Isn't it?
Yeah, I know somebody who, she got taken away for DV, and she had to leave the house because she, pulled something on her partner, and yeah, so it's it's just such a sad thing that this even happens, in intimate relationships, or that anybody could do that to another human. I mean, it's one thing to get mad and angry.
It's such a betrayal.
Kelly, no therapy. It was a spiritual awakening. I lost a baby. Oh, blamed God, studied my faith to find answers, realized love was the most important thing in my life. Wow, Kelly, that is so amazing. I am so proud.
I'm sorry about the baby.
Yes. That's a difficult loss. But to study that and to find that's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
Really is. Yep. And and that whole thing of people can change. Here is proof positive.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful. Reactive abuse. I lucked out on the third police officer, a family member. Oh man. Yes, I love you, but you cannot climb up here.
But it
My
shouldn't
my
be a matter. It shouldn't be a matter of lucking out. There's got to be a different way to solve this than lucking out and the police officer knew his ex. And
That's amazing. I mean, actually,
you
I
know,
mean, thank goodness for something and someone in your corner
yeah,
in a situation like that.
yeah.
mhm.
So it was. Wait a second, wife. What's his story?
Plus I had a very he was always challenging. You know, um that's really cool, Kelly, that your dad was challenging you philosophically. You know, like I think sometimes that's a good thing to do to get you to like look at why do I believe this and why do I think this is okay and where does this come from? You know, a wise dad. My dad was the same way. He was really, really wise. You know, he always had a way of saying things that when he said it, you're just like, oh. And my dad never yelled at us, never yelled at my mom, never yelled at me, never yelled at anything. The worst thing my dad ever would say is, "I wish you wouldn't have done that," and that was it. That was the worst. No matter how, it didn't matter what it was. I got
And
to
that's all he
hold
had
on.
to say. That's all he had to say. I wish you wouldn't have done.
Oh, yeah. It was devastating. I got to put him out here because
Yeah, go ahead.
Up until the guy, the one who kind of knew a little bit, had a little bit of insight.
Yeah. Plus, I very.
you know,
Trying to get it,
that's why I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad, but I'm thankful. I think the benefit of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing was to prove that women can be just as nasty as men, and for
Mhm.
people to really realize that. And I mean, the things he went through were awful, and I'm so sorry that he went through it. I'm so sorry that Seventh you went through it, and anybody else that has. But I'm glad that it brought awareness to it, you know. And
Yeah.
even like, you know, different things that happen to men, like they should be talked about, you
I think
know.
they were just as
And
bad as each other, to be honest.
Yeah, it seemed like mutually
oh
toxic.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm not saying that was a healthy thing. I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Toxic
from the
relationship
standpoint,
from the thing. Yeah.
yes, from the standpoint of men can be treated
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to bring forward. Yeah, no, I don't think that they were healthy or good for each other in any way. No, not at all. I
And you
wouldn't
know,
want that kind of relationship.
and this never would have come to light if it wasn't Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. If it was Joe Blow
Yeah.
and Mrs. Smith in court, no one would have heard this story.
Ooh.
Right.
Well, that might change because I'm going to, you know, and because my story is so, I would call it salacious.
Wow.
Like Sasha knows a little because I can talk about it privately, but I can't talk about it openly.
Sure.
It's quite,
Sure.
yeah. It's something that the media will like to. They like to talk about this sort of stuff. So I'm hoping
Okay.
that it doesn't get into the media because it's like not stuff that I would like to get out there, but it's something that's likely to.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
in Australia, are court records public and like I mean, could just anybody find out your
Well, because I'm the
trial? Is it?
victim, because I'm the victim, I can keep my records private, but because I don't want to, because I feel like this is something that I'm an advocate. I've always been an advocate for SA and DV and all that sort of stuff. I feel like I should be allowed to speak I should be allowed to speak. And I've always been,
Yeah.
you know, as I've said, like a few days ago, you know, I've always been the one to be loud about things, and now I'm silenced, and it's hard. And so there's certain things I think that I would like to remain quiet about, but it's probably all out there anyway, because I'm trying to be really careful about what I say. It's probably all out there anyway. Sure, why not? Just let it be out there. It's not my shame.
That's right. That's right.
Mischief.
Yes.
Mischief is a really poignant comment here.
Yeah. Nasty drunk 24 years ago. So you have 24 years sober. That's wonderful.
That's amazing.
That was my hubby when he was trying to limit my drinking. He only ever reacted with restraint. Happily, we are still married through sick and sin.
That's a good man.
That's amazing. I love stories like that. That's a redemption story, and I love that.
That gives me hope.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. See, when people try and limit my drinking, I go the opposite. Yeah,
so
please
Mischief,
share.
if you want to share, what was the point where you looked at your life and said, you know what, this is it. This needs to stop. Like, I'm always interested in that point of people's stories, because I think it's kind of easy to fall into that trap. I see, there's kind of like common threads there of how people do those sort of things. But I'm always interested in what got you to the point where you're like, enough is enough. It ends today. Like, I always find that inspiring, or, and that's amazing when you have someone who's patient and tolerant with you. Those really can be superpowers. I was just typing that very thing.
I was trying to bring that one up.
Oh,
the office. Okay. She got charged with assault with a deadly weapon. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it shouldn't be hard to find out the story when there's physical wounding involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
Hi,
oh, Misha. Hi. Welcome in. Hello.
The whole gang's here. We got the opening act and the band that comes in after.
Oh, you have news. Okay. We love news.
We love news.
Do we need to get the royal waves ready?
We might.
I mean, I like that. I got to tell you, I learned how to do the royal wave because I wanted to be a rodeo queen. So they actually teach you how to do the wave, and they're like wrist, elbow, elbow. And so I was like, that was like
apparently
my whole
she did that because this was this.
rodeo. Yeah.
Apparently she did this. Apparently she did this because this would take up, like, give her what is that, like a tennis elbow or something?
Yes. Yeah. That's why they're like, make a circle. It's like wrist, elbow, elbow. And it's really easy. You can wait for a really long time when you do that. But that was my whole goal in life. I wanted to be a rodeo queen. Can you believe
Kelly, it's apparently I'm doing ahead of schedule. And it still hurts, but it hurts a little less each day. And when they say it hurts a little less each day, you're like, oh, great. It's going to be painful for a long time. No, it's actually the truth. It hurts a little less each day.
That's good.
And I don't know if we can see the.
Okay.
Can we see the sutures?
It's gone down. Oh, that's so
good.
Yeah. It looks so better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome, Mischief. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you.
Welcome. Hello. Glad to see you.
Oh, looking good, Steve. Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Let's
see
see here.
there.
And did I toggle someone off? I didn't mean to.
Oh, there we go. We got Awaken.
Guys.
Hi. Okay. Hey, and we got Mischief.
Hello.
So I
Hi.
have some news I want to share.
Okay, let me get you
Yes.
turned up here. We can barely hear you. Is there any way you can get a microphone closer to you? You're a little
I
hard to
probably
hear.
could just not sit so back, like laid back. I'm not like a low rider right now.
Shorty got low.
Right? I can't do that at all anymore. It's been years. So we have such an amazing network of people, and I'm not going to mention who it was, but somebody was very awesome in looking out for. We all got together. We had a discussion on what all we could do in different ways, and this person was kind enough to take out of their time to do something, to reach out to somebody in their network, and in that I was given a referral to somebody. Now, I'm going to tell you, in this referral, I have not followed up on that part. And the reason why is because it has been such a busy day. Actions, we talk. And it was funny. I was talking, and I'm going to be all around the place because I do that. But I was talking to my daughter. While I was talking to her, I got a phone call. A call that I've been waiting to receive for almost a year.
Wow.
She and I were talking about actions and talking, and how we can talk all day long and have the purest of intentions, but if we don't do something about those, it's like writing 200 to-do lists with a million things on them, and we feel so good, but then at the end of the day, we have nothing to show for it, except for we're tired, we're worn out for doing all that stuff. When somebody takes an action, even things that we don't have in place actions done on, starts working for us. Because now I have 3 different things going on right now with my 3 biggest problems, and the actions are falling into place like dominoes.
Yes.
That's awesome.
The man who killed Christina was, what is the word? I just lost it. He was it was like they went before the grand jury and actually indicted him today.
Okay. So
Now
he's going to stand trial for her murder now?
He has 2 charges against him that he's indicted for. One is for murder for Christina, and one is for murder for Rachel.
Okay. Oh.
Yes.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And there's second degree, which Samantha had asked, because thank God she was on the phone. I said, baby girl, I don't know this number. I've got to answer it. She says, okay, well, I'll get off the phone. I'm like, no, stay on. Technology you can listen to. And so I answered the phone, and she got to hear everything word for word that this lady was telling us. And she asked how, as far as sentence time and how much do you think that he'll get? And she says it's second degree, and in Baton Rouge, that counts for straight up life. The only difference is in first
Life
penalty, life. First degree would be the death penalty. And I'm actually so very grateful that it is now second degree, because I don't think life for life is what I would have felt good about.
Okay.
But a life sentence, that gives me pause to think that maybe he'll have time to actually realize what he did, and that maybe he can have his come to God moment, and maybe something can come from his story. That's my ultimate goal, because to me, Christina's retribution would be so much better than death penalty or anything else.
Right.
So it's just it's bittersweet, because how can you celebrate something like this?
Yeah.
Right.
But she's gonna get her day.
Well, and I think that's the I think that's the beautiful thing, for her to get her day in court. And yeah.
And you are the only one that knows how Christina would have wanted this to go or
Mhm.
how she would react. And so you're her advocate.
She wouldn't be happy if he were to get the death penalty. She would want him to have a chance
Yeah.
for retribution on his own self. She would want him to
Thank
be a
you.
better person, and that is what we want. We want him to see and to work on himself, not just going straight and not having a chance. He took her chances away, but we don't want to take away the
Okay.
chance for him at least to be able to.
Yes. Okay. Okay. That is
So
a
it's
And
hard.
can
It's
I
like, ah!
Well, can I just say that is such and I'm using this word very loosely because I don't know what other word to use, but it is such a healed place to come from to say, you know what, look, I don't think a life for a life is correct. I want you to have a chance to improve yourself and realize what you've done and have your own reckoning and redemption. Because to be honest, I don't know that if it were my daughter in those situations early on, I would have been able to have done that. And I think that I just have so much admiration for you that is where you are right now. And I know this was a very hard road to go down, and I admire. I'm just so happy that you got that phone call.
Yeah, we are too. It was the not hearing anything, that was hard. And so it's kind of like a shocker
Yeah.
whenever she called me and told me that they had the grand jury today. I was kind of upset because if I would have known at least a date, I would have had something to look towards. But the silence,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or not, because don't get me twisted, I seriously thought about just finding a way to get down to Baton Rouge and getting to know him
wow.
myself. I have connections to where I could have called and I could have said, hey, but it's not for me. I'm not the judge.
Right. Right.
And it's probably a good thing because it wouldn't do any good for both of us to be locked up.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Right. Right.
Well, Mischief, how are you? Welcome.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I was having problems. I don't know what happened.
Are you wanting to be off camera, or would you like to be on camera? Your face.
Mischief. I always cheat. I always show not my face because, yeah, I don't want to. But or she was
Okay.
asking you if you wanted to not
Can
have your
can
video on.
can you hear us? Okay, Mischief. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Technical difficulties.
There's two icons. There's a camera and a microphone icon that both have to be clicked on. They have to be in. I assume it looks like it's in white on your side on your screen. Okay. We're getting somewhere, I think.
One moment, please.
Yes.
One
Stand
moment,
by.
please.
Technical difficulties.
Please stand by.
Right?
Misha, I,
Yes.
I would like to say, like, this is happy news, but it's also not because of the
Bittersweet.
situation. So,
Bittersweet. But it's something. It's something rather than just having to wonder if anything's going to come of this.
It's
yeah,
maddening.
Right.
I would spend hours, hours and hours just looking for some mention. And I know that's ridiculous, but just some mention of,
it's not ridiculous.
No, it's
yeah,
not.
the
No, I
world
don't.
noticing. The world noticing that she was no longer here.
Yeah.
And just something. And, they took away even the police report for the longest of times. It wasn't on there.
Wow.
It's just like it just was deleted, like erased. And the fact that there's going to be some sort of retribution for some sort
Yes.
of notice,
Yes.
it means to me. And I never thought I would ever be celebrating when Samantha was actually, as soon as she heard the news, she said, "Oh, thank God." And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't know how I feel about it, because
It's going to take some time to process, I imagine,
Yeah.
yeah,
because all I
And
can do is imagine.
that's not up to anybody but you to feel that way either. There's no one that gets to decide that but you.
yeah. Thank God I have y'all, because if I were to decide and I didn't have the group that I have, if I wouldn't have my tribe, my deciding how I handled it would have been a lot different than it is right here.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And I'm so glad that something's finally happening. Are you with us, Chris?
Mischief, can you hear us?
Is mischief managed?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. So while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and say this too. This is, excuse me, one of the biggest things is I sat and wallered, and I wallered and I wallered, and all of this just yuck for so long. And I've been taking action on my end on doing just little things, and I'm seeing results. And the fact that this person took action on their end, it's really is truly, if we sit in our muck, we're going to stay there. We're never going to get anywhere, but the rolling stone gathers no moss. We've got to be in motion. We've got to be doing, and once we do, even things we don't put into play are going to start coming. And it's a reminder to myself, and hopefully if anybody else needs that reminder, that'll help them too. Because it's just it's so easy to stay in the muck.
One of my favorite memes is that you can wallow, just don't stay in the mud.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Can you see me?
No.
No, ma'am.
Oh. Oh.
There's a little camera icon and a little microphone icon. Click on see if the camera icon is highlighted.
Well, I've got a red camera at the top of my. It's an iPad. I've got a red camera at the top, and I've got a white one at the bottom, and they're both saying they're abled.
Okay.
Strange.
There's a bit of an echo.
No,
Have
it's
you got
disabled.
have you got the YouTube feed playing? Mischief?
Sorry?
Have you got the YouTube feed playing?
Yes.
Okay, that's the echo.
Right. Should I get rid of that then?
Yeah, turn that down.
Oh dear. I'm not very technological, I'm afraid.
It's all right. That's what we're all here for, because none of us knew this to begin with. We just learned it together.
No, actually, no, I haven't got the stream. It's,
okay.
I might have it on. Hang on a minute. Could be on my phone.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It's on my phone.
Okay.
Right.
Alrighty.
Nothing's running now.
Okay.
I love your voice.
Yes,
Can you see
I
me?
do too.
No, it looks like are you on your phone?
No, I'm on my iPad.
Okay.
Turn the phone down.
Yeah, I've done that. I've taken the stream off.
Okay.
Then turn the volume down on your iPad. Right? Because I think that's what's causing the echo.
But then she won't be able to hear us in the conversation.
That's right, to the top.
Oh.
Do you have any kind of earbuds that you can throw in there?
I don't know about the screen or video settings.
And all the way
No,
down,
that's
and all the way down on the YouTube video, and it says,
How's that?
let's see. Still an echo. Headphones help, Cosmic Crispy says.
Oh, I've got some headphones.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. All right.
We'll be here.
Looking forward to it.
It's so good
You
to
know,
see
I want to address what Kelly is saying. It's so personally hurtful when your life changes completely, but the rest of the world goes on like nothing happened. Sometimes you feel like screaming, look at what's happened here. 100%.
Oh God, that's so true.
So true.
Oh gosh, I can hear my voice.
Sound like a peacock. You're absolutely right, Kelly. It is. It's a very crazy thing whenever you're screaming like, "Why are you guys acting like the world is still moving? My stop completely."
It's like why isn't anyone paying attention to what's happened to me? But then I've got to realize there's stuff happening to everybody else too.
That is it right there.
Yeah. But like what I'm going through is nothing compared to what you're going through, Misha. So, but it's all it's perspective,
what's going for you, that's still just as hard as what I'm going through. It's just a different context.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing to realize too. You know, we all have our own perspective of things and how we perceive things, and I like Cosmics. This isn't the, how do you say it? This isn't the pity Olympics, but it really helps you like put things into perspective, because there are things in my life that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so insane. And then, somebody will come on and say something and I'm like, yeah, no. And
people it's like trauma matching. My most recent ex, every time I would say something, he'd try and trauma match me with stuff, and I'm like, it's not the trauma Olympics. We're not going to get a medal.
God, I hate that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, can you just listen just for a second to what I've gone through, and just listen? You just need to listen, and you don't need to try and fix it, because you'd try and come up with solutions. I don't need you to try and fix it, because you can't. It's already happened. You know, I just need you to listen and just be there in the moment with me and just listen and just listen. That's all, But my worst day is not going to be somebody else's worst day, So, and that's something my therapist has come to help me with, is that, because he says that I always try and limit or belittle my own experiences.
There you go.
Whoa!
Can you see me?
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Bye, girl.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cooking with Crisco
now.
I knew I'd done something spectacularly wrong.
Well, it sounds good now, and I think that cleared up the echo problem. So thank you for that.
Yes. I love the
It
scarf.
took me ages to find them. Oh, it's silk.
Nice.
Treated myself last Christmas, actually. Yeah, I wanted to answer the question rather than type it all
I
out.
understand. Yeah, that's great.
The reason why I quit in the end, well, I'd had in 1998, 97, 98, I went on holiday in the June, and I came home and I had a hernia in my stomach, and it was like it was sticking out of my stomach, and it was a mess. It was hard. I couldn't sleep. Went to the doctors. Turned out my liver was 2.5 times its normal size. So they admitted me into hospital straight away. But the funny thing is, I've been on stage the day before, or the day before that, at a festival singing I Feel Good, and I felt dreadful. And I went to the doctors and they sent me in straight away. They told me I had, eventually, after I'd been in hospital 6 weeks, they told me I had cirrhosis of the liver, and that if I didn't stop drinking, I was going to die. So that was the first time. Now, I didn't try and get any help or anything. I just quit. And I had hospital care when I was quitting, so they were giving me the appropriate drugs.
Yes, good.
Librium, which is like a milder form of Valium.
Yes.
And
I found out can you go back about 6 comments to Kelly's comment, and we'll listen to Mischief, but I want to put that up there and come back to it.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, honey.
You're 100% fine. Okay.
So
yeah,
there we go.
Sorry.
No,
It's
no, go
No,
ahead.
no,
nothing
you're
to
good.
apologize for at all.
Yeah, no.
So then I gave up drinking, and
Yeah.
I had to have a biopsy in the meantime. When the biopsy result came back in the November or the beginning of December, it said your liver is not fully cirrhotic, and I thought I've stopped it from getting any worse by stopping drinking. So I did really well all the way over Christmas. December the 31st, I decided to reward myself with a white wine and soda. And that was it. I drank everything in the house that we'd had in for Christmas, apart from the perfumes and the aftershaves. And I
Wow.
were off again then,
Yeah.
until the following year when I stopped completely, which was April 1999. I haven't had a drink this century.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
Great.
stopped.
That is
That's
awesome.
amazing. That's
I
amazing.
stopped because my
That
Sounds
husband
like a
deserves
long
left me.
time.
that deserves
Yeah.
Mama's tiara. This is my
That's
Yes.
what I was going
mom.
to say. Bring out the tiara. Bring out the good stuff.
This time I got the help, but I left because I stopped because my husband left me, and he'd
Okay.
never done that before. He'd gone to his mum's, he'd gone to his brother's, and I'd chased him there drunk in the car, crazy. So
I've been there.
He went and stayed in a B&B, and I knew he was serious then.
Yeah.
And he came home at the weekend to pick up some clothes, and I said to him, "I promise you, I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to ring AA, and I'm going to stop." Anyway, he went down to see his parents to tell them that he was going to give me another try. And while he was out, I looked at the bookshelf and I thought, why is that book sticking out like that? So I went to push it in and I found half a bottle of Bacardi behind the book. And that was my moment. That's when I walked straight to the sink, poured it down, went to a
All
meeting.
right.
Yeah, I went to a meeting of AA the next day, and I've never picked it up since.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
All
That is
right.
awesome.
So it was quite a
And
complicated story.
Well,
But you
yeah.
that's
can't.
inspirational.
I don't know of anybody's alcoholic story that's simple. I honestly
That's
don't.
right. And also, my liver isn't. I mean, I've still got cirrhosis of the liver slightly,
Okay.
but that's
Oh,
the only damage that's occurred since then. So
okay.
I'm so pleased that
Yes.
eventually I got the message. But I'd always thought to myself, when I really mean it, I'm going to go to AA, because I'd
Yeah.
had experiences with other people who'd stopped drinking, who'd used AA, and it worked for them. So that's what I did. I don't go now. I've moved. All my core group moved, and it's just not the same. So I
Yeah.
get support elsewhere. I still have
When
my
you find a
sponsor.
good group, it's really good. But
That's right.
that's the hardest part is finding a good group.
That's right. Well, one of them went to Australia, one went to New Zealand, one moved to the coast, another one's moved a few towns away. So that core meeting
Yeah.
sort of disintegrated. But I was very fortunate because I hear stories, particularly on YouTube, about people who feel it's a bit culty in AA. And I get
Yeah.
that.
I get it.
I get that. Because I felt like that when I went to a new meeting when I moved.
Yeah.
And I only went 3 times, but I felt uncomfortable, so I never went back. And in my mind, I think everyone's like me, and they're not.
I do that.
Not everybody
yeah,
is welcoming, and
yeah, right.
so. I did a good 15 years, and I worked in a rehab and a resettlement unit for
Okay.
alcoholics. So I still had contact, but I had to move meetings because of my job,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
that didn't help either. But
Yeah.
I still practice my program daily.
Right on.
Um, I'm still
That's
making amends
awesome.
on a daily basis, even though I've been through all that, because I'm still doing things that I find are wrong. So
You
you
know,
got
we're
to
Oh, when
human.
does that
continue that.
stop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
I'd love to know when
exactly.
that stops.
Yeah, it would be nice if it did, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
My only vice now is smoking. I
Okay.
still smoke. Not
You're
good.
not alone.
Well,
No, I know that, but I find that harder than stopping drinking, to be fair.
It is. Yeah.
This
yeah.
tiara I got for my mom for her 95th birthday. She wore it on her 95th
Wow.
birthday, and it was her very last birthday. We did a whole party. Like I got her tiered cake that said 95 years regal, and we all wore tiaras, and it
Wow.
was a really, really special moment. And so this is her tiara. So I think that deserves Mama's tiara.
That's an
Yes.
honor. Thank
And a
you.
royal wave.
I'm just
Yeah.
hoping it might inspire someone else out there who's struggling, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Alcohol's not like drugs. You don't have to go underground to buy it. It's on
Right.
every street corner, or it used to be.
Yeah.
It's insidious, isn't it? And it's always in the back of my head. You cannot let slip in any way. You have to, stay vigilant.
Yeah.
It's
You
involved
have
in
to
every
put
social
barriers
life.
and roadblocks in between you and your
Oh,
uncle.
I've done that, yeah.
Yeah.
All the literature from AA helped me with that. There's a little book called Living Sober in case anybody's struggling. That really helped me at the beginning.
Right on.
You said living sober?
Yeah. It's a cracking little book. It just gives you kind of like things like if you're going to a party, make sure you've got an excuse to leave if it gets too much for you and things like that.
Yeah.
Or hold
You
on to a
know.
drink.
That's right. Well, I've started drinking Coke from a can and I've never stopped because nobody's getting anything in that little hole near me.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
mine is just to hold on to a
Okay.
drink, like lemon,
Yeah.
lime, and bitters. So, like, if Ferdinand offers me a drink, I'm like, got one, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Famous
Well,
last
it-
words, I can handle it.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Or one, but one. I can handle one, but one is too many, and
Well, I learned that,
thousands is
didn't
not
I?
enough.
Yeah.
I'd already
And that's
learned
very
that
powerful.
one drink is too many,
Yeah.
and 1,000
Yeah.
isn't enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's one thing that stuck with me.
Yeah.
So I have a question now. When your husband, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but when you started getting sober and really like your sobriety kicked in and you're like, okay, was your husband like apprehensive about that at first? Or was he very accepting? Like, how did your marriage change? Because obviously you're not chasing him drunk in the car now. So did you have to relearn that?
Well, we didn't have time because
Oh.
my daughter was an opiate addict at the time,
Oh.
and she had 2 little girls. So
Oh.
2 months into my sobriety, I had 2 months to work on myself. 2 months into my sobriety, I asked her, could I take them? Did she really want this for her children? And she let me take them. So for 12 months, I brought up a 2 and 3-year-old.
Oh,
So I didn't
wow.
have time to think about myself.
Yeah.
So effectively, AA saved 4 people's lives.
Yeah.
Ripple.
Those girls, me and my daughter. So
Yeah.
How's your daughter doing now?
Is she
she's
sober?
24 years clean.
Wow.
Oh,
Beautiful, Miss Phil.
Wow.
wow.
With
That is
5 children.
Oh, hallelujah.
So the ripple went further than even that.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. It was a miracle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God, I
You're a
would
miracle.
say. I
Yeah.
would say.
All I did was hand her the big book.
Yeah.
Right on.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever it takes. Whatever
That's
it
right.
takes.
That's
You
right.
I
know,
find it funny that they call it the big book because mine was tiny.
I've got one of those. I have it in my handbag all the time, just in case I meet anyone. I've given loads away when I've been on holiday. If I've met
right
anybody
on.
who's working away, I always find a meeting if I go away.
Right on.
Or I did. I don't do so much now. But
Yeah.
I used to take a pocket AA book, with me so that I could leave it with people, in case they didn't have one. I've left about
I didn't
3.
know they had a pocket one. That's cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tiny.
mine was
You
about
can
this
fit it in your
big.
handbag.
I put unicorns all over it.
Because of course you did, Cosmic.
Of course you did.
I love it.
It's lovely. It's lovely to put faces to the names, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
It really
I know.
is.
I know. We see everybody in all of the chats.
That's right.
I always think it's fun when people come on, or I get to hear their voices.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Well, I did a live with Tiff last week.
I
on
have unicorns
Independence-
everywhere.
Not Independence Day. On Thanksgiving. She did a 24-hour live, and I kind of cut my teeth there.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. Cosmic, I love that you have unicorns everywhere.
My granddaughter.
And Nate.
And Nick,
My
You guys, I
granddaughter's
don't talk much
really
about my
into
situation
unicorns
because
at
I'm
the
still in
moment.
so much crisis. Maybe eventually, but I've become a very private person because I used to be so open and got burned badly. Yeah.
You know, and
see, I'm kind of still in crisis, but I've learnt to that being private put me in crisis. So we're all in different situations.
Yeah.
right. Well,
Yeah.
and you know, Anik, just showing up here
Yeah.
and on the boat, listening to people's stories, hearing those
Yeah.
stories of hope and overcoming. I mean, you know, from Carol to Steve to everything amazing that's happened with Misha to now Mischief to hearing that story. Like, you know, it's okay that you don't talk about it, because you're hearing that it can happen,
Yeah.
and that's hope and what that looks like. So you know,
And
journal
it's a
or
process, but you do eventually learn to trust again.
yeah,
It's a process. It can be kind of an intense process, but it can happen if you want it to,
right,
you know.
right,
And you don't have to want it to. You know, it's this is your journey, and there's nothing but mad respect for your journey.
yeah. And we're just so thankful to see you here every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I love seeing you here. I love
Yeah.
seeing all of your faces. Even
Yeah.
if I'm not seeing your faces, I'm seeing your faces. I'm seeing you here.
I'm a new face to this channel. I stumbled across it. I don't know how, but I'm so glad I did.
Well, we're
I'm
glad
glad
Oh,
you are
we are
too.
too.
Me
It's amazing.
too. You're not alone. I know you may feel like you're alone, but you have us.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a good supportive family, but they don't understand unless they've been there. It's so difficult. I have an aunt who's in recovery who I can speak to, but it's difficult, you know, to talk to my mum because she doesn't. My mum will, if I'm upset, my mum will say, "Do you want a brandy?" And I go, "Mum, oh, I'm sorry, love." They don't understand.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
my mum's an alcoholic, but she's like, I'm an alcoholic. That's who I am. I'm just like, can you please get liver tests constantly? You
Yeah.
know? And and I'm like, you know, if that's what you want to be, that's what you want to be. But I'm trying to work on my situation, and I call her at a certain time every day just to make sure that you know, I don't hear her.
Well,
Super
I was
fast.
completely yellow. I thought I had a
Oh.
golden tan.
Oh.
Well, she seems to be healthy enough. She's
Yeah.
getting, because she broke her leg, she seems to be healthy enough, I guess. But I only have one other friend in my friend group who is an addict, I guess. And everyone else doesn't seem to understand. So, as I said, I was supposed to meet her yesterday, but I was still very sleepy, and it's not safe for me to drive 40 minutes at the moment in my car, like fatigued. So I was like, my support worker is going to pick me up tomorrow, and we're going to go hang out tomorrow.
Excellent.
So,
I'm
so
so
it's
glad
just,
to hear that
Anik.
you recognize that though, and that you take yours and everybody else's safety into
oh well, it's
consideration.
just like, well, you know, I don't want to be that person who
Yeah.
causes an accident because I'm so tired, you know.
Yeah.
Because
And Nick,
yeah.
I want you to private message me for my phone number, and you can call it at any time. I hate when people say they're alone, because there's this little group is just one part of our support group, and we
Or add me on Messenger.
Yeah. Add me too. I know it feels like you're alone, but you're in good company.
How do you do that? Add to a person's messenger.
If you're in the
Are
group,
you on
I think you
Facebook?
can.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I don't go on Facebook. I just use Messenger.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's basically we communicate through Messenger with it's probably 95 to 98% of all the communication that we do
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
each other
You can
outside
just
of the meetings.
But it breaks my heart that you think you're alone, and I do
Yeah.
not want that. I
And
want you to
I know that feeling.
call. I want you to call and feel like you can have 2 hours, 3 hours of my time.
I'm
And
I know that
assuming
feeling.
he may sing to you every now and then, but it's beautiful when he does, and he really is a good friend to talk to.
Yeah, he is.
I know that I see you sometimes in the lifeboat, Annick. So you're
Yeah,
really not alone. That we're all here. We're all in the
we're
same
all
boat.
here, and we are 100% in support of you. I know that feeling. I know that feeling of even in the midst of people feeling so utterly alone and like, you know, nobody could possibly understand, and that's probably true. But a lot of us can relate to some of probably what you've been through. You know, we've all been burned. We've all had our
We
My
may
mon-
not.
struggles.
We
my
may not
mantra
have
was
the same
always
stories.
friendly. I'm sorry, I didn't get to hear you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Go.
That's the only bad thing about this is that I'm bad about interrupting anybody, period, but especially online. I feel like I am. I'm not meaning to. My mantra was always lonely, but never alone. I could be standing in a crowd of people and still feel utterly
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
invisible.
oh yeah,
And so the good thing too is because I love you, Annie, and I want to say I'll be there anytime for anybody, but I just where I need to be able to do that. And so that's the beautiful thing is whenever one of us isn't there, somebody else is, and we can all be there for each other at different times. And that's so beautiful to me,
yeah,
so beautiful. So that's
yeah.
what I might on there.
That's it. That's it. Seven Son, you're right. You are isolated, but you're not alone.
there you go, buddy.
no,
Yes,
Not
sir.
alone.
That is it.
And we literally saw a miracle happen before our eyes a couple weeks ago when Stasia came on here, just as we were about to end our meeting, and and I'm not saying we did this, but look where she is now.
Yeah, no, she's
Yeah,
kicking goals.
yeah,
So proud of her.
well, and I think when you're going back to DBT, when you're in your emotional mind, when you're scared and isolated and alone and unsure and really feeling like your world is like a spinning tornado, it can be so difficult to get yourself grounded and just look around and see the people that are there. And I'll be the first one to say, I don't have a drug or alcohol problem, but I can listen. And, sometimes that's all you need.
yeah.
And
Well, I would say you're on your way to becoming unstuck as long as you are, reaching out, and participating in sobriety groups like this, recovery groups, then eventually you're going to get unstuck. I don't know how, I don't know when, but you just keep plugging away at your recovery, and keep reaching out, and we're going to keep being here.
And if you fall, it's okay. Just get back up.
And don't give up.
That's right.
And Sugar Booger, I know I've said it, but let's actually put some action on it. And this evening, how about right after the boat, 15 minutes after the boat tonight? You and I get together and we don't talk about anything else until we get, because I'm real bad about distractions. So if we just straight up get to business and you and I sit and make some listing templates, I already have some, but let's get together with it. Post them in LRP and I will share them.
Okay. I can do that too. Why not? I
Well,
mean,
Let's.
can I help too?
I'm telling y'all. Okay, for
I
one
mean, I
thing,
want to. Yeah, I want to.
that's unique. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
need
mean,
some
I
help in that group, and it would help a lot of people. I think anybody that wants to listen there can. And so, I mean, if we come together, I kind of let that just kind of go to the wayside with everything. But it's a resource that we have that we can all utilize.
I will say, Anik, that the boat is growing so fast, and the chat is moving so fast that sometimes people
Yeah.
fall through the cracks, and
Sorry.
I think that's what part of a smaller group like this is able to do, is we catch the people that fall through the cracks.
Yeah,
It's a very large community now, isn't it, in the live
it
boat?
is.
Oh
But
yeah.
please, if I'm there, please message me. I will get back to you.
Yeah, I will too.
Well, guys,
All
I
right.
put my name on Facebook on there, and I can type y'all's too if you want to put it out like that, or
I
not. Just let
think
me
I
know.
think I tried to get on the Facebook page, but I'm not sure whether I'm on. I just kept sending requests and they weren't accepted, so I'm not sure whether I'm actually on that page. I'll have to have a look when I leave here. But hopefully I am. If I'm not, I'll try
Well,
again.
Annie
I
Giovanni.
let's see. Let me see if I can find you.
It's my
Okay.
real name.
Okay.
It's my
Okay.
real
Oh,
name.
okay. Good. Thank you for that. Because I was looking for you on the lifeboat.
It's Chris. Chris H.
okay.
Do
Yeah,
you
that A is
are you
confusing.
That's me.
the one
So
that
I
lives
am
in
on.
Sycamore, Georgia?
No, I'm the one who lives in near Manchester in England. No. Oh, actually, I can check. My phone isn't in use.
Anik, which one are you? There's two Annie Giovanni's that pull up.
I found her here on the lifeboat. I looked for her in the lifeboat. You click on members.
Okay. Here, I think. So you live in Sycamore, Georgia? Okay. So let me send you a friend request. Can I friend request you?
Georgia.
Okay. It won't let me.
Yeah, it doesn't say add friend, but I did just send you a private message,
Yeah,
Anik.
let me send you a message.
Oh, I can do that as well, can't I?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Somebody
Facebook
sent
has it
me
set
a
up
phone
where
number.
that if you're not friends, I'm sorry, Steve.
And hey, you
They
can
have
get
it.
my funny little Facebook Messenger stories. That'll cheer you up.
Oh, you have no idea.
And journal prompts. I love her journal prompts.
Right. Well, last night I was talking to my husband and he was having such a bad day and I was like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll get through it." And I was going to tell him he was such a good husband and instead my phone put, "Your sister's such a good hostage."
Hey, it works though.
I just sent it and and I mean I was being all
Funny.
sweet and like we'll get through it, don't
She
worry.
was trying to be such a good wife, and autocorrect just wrecked it for her.
Yeah, you're a good hostage.
It works though.
But if you hear any of her audio clips, if it's 5 minutes, it's 30 seconds of tragedy followed by 5 minutes of comedy.
Usually ending with a feel free to laugh because everybody else is.
Right.
Like, trust me. And Anik, I live in Kentucky, so I mean I'm not super close to Georgia, but I'm not super far away either.
I'm in
I
Arkansas.
still can't find anybody. I'm terrible with finding people on Facebook. I'm just like,
I found her through the lifeboat. I looked
Okay.
I looked at through members and search members.
The
Atlanta.
only way I find
okay.
people is like suggested friends.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Add.
And see,
Totally.
sometimes I don't go on Facebook for days. I do everything on Messenger. And so I'll come back to Facebook and there'll be all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, oops.
Man, it's
I'm the
so hard.
same way.
It's easy to get this, oh my gosh, so lost because I have so many messages that I need to answer back to people. But by the time I get to them and see them, I'm in the middle of something else and I can't get to it. And so then I'm like, okay, in my mental mind or even in my to-do list, I've got to call them back. I've got a list of names. But you know what I did last night, guys? And it was so, I mean, I went straight to sleep. I didn't even read my Bible. I prayed, and normally I will pray and then I'll read my Bible. And I started saying different things like, help me with this, please, God. And then I'm like, but you've got me on this. And so then all I did was the people that I said that I would pray for them, the people that I have heavy on my mind, I just started listing their names.
Mhm.
And that, out of all the prayers I've prayed in a long time, that was so wonderful for me. It felt
Right on.
so good. And it just lifted those people
Right
and
on.
it kept them in my heart. And I felt so calm and so loving with it that I fell straight asleep.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Well, my new
Nice.
medication makes me sleep practically like 16 hours a day. So I'm like, I'll write out a text and then I'll be like, forget to press send. So I'm like, I did text you, I just didn't press send.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I do that. Oh my gosh, I do that.
Vicky will come in and go, honey, you're falling asleep. I'm like, no, I'm not. Well, I'm
Oh, I used to have this big heavy phone and I'd be like laying in bed and I'd be like texting myself. And
Oh,
I'd be like,
black eye.
well, that's just what it is.
So, Mischief, you can contact us the same way.
Yeah.
You can find us on Facebook Messenger. Um,
In the lifeboat.
no, just
you-
on Facebook Messenger. And you say, I'd like to get in contact with you. What is your number? So you're not putting your number out first. That way you can trust the person that's sending the message back. I mean,
If I can get in touch with one of you, maybe you can
We can all,
pass it
everybody, yeah.
around. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure it out now. I'm on the lifeboat, and I am joined apparently. I think it was Tommy's Facebook page that I didn't, but he doesn't go on Facebook, does he?
Not really.
not
Never was.
often.
I'm looking for Annie though, and I can't find her.
Annie, ANNIE is the
Yeah.
If you
spelling that
check
you're looking
message
for her
requests
name.
or spam folder, you might find a whole bunch of new messages there.
Yes.
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah, you'll need to accept the message requests.
Is it Annie
Yeah.
in Georgia?
Yeah.
Yes, Annie
Yes.
Giovanni.
Got it. Right, I'm sending her a message now. Oh, thank you.
I have
But
my
it does.
messages. I have mine locked down so no one, unless they're a mutual friend, can send me a message request as well. Because otherwise, I get all these strange message requests from strange people that I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine.
so much to worry about there.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Mine go into a private. It's message request, and then I click on it, and that's how. And I didn't even know that was a thing until somebody pointed it out to me, and I had like 50 of them in there, and but.
Yeah, mine are usually offering me money for things.
Oh,
Right.
oh, Lord. Kelly, I'm so
Kelly,
glad
thank
you were
you so
here.
much.
Have
Yes,
Love
Kelly.
you, Kelly.
I'll try and call you later, okay?
Yay.
Yeah. So and it's very strange. So I'm like,
I just
is
gotta
it about
say,
me?
I love this meeting so much.
I
Yeah,
love
me too.
this.
It's very light today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Every
You know,
once in a while, one of our meetings just pops, and it resonates love and helpfulness and understanding and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think all of them do.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel good after every single one that I've been to.
I do too.
Me too.
Me too. Just listening helps me, you know, or just adding the odd comment helps me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And knowing that we
Yeah.
can pop on if we need to, we can pop on if we want
Yes.
to. We don't have to.
That's
We
right.
don't. It's good. It's very good. It's a lot.
My friends are going to be so proud of me for doing this again.
Right on.
oh,
Good.
well,
I'm proud of you.
we're proud of you.
Yes.
So we're your
No
friends now.
makeup on, no, and I don't really care because I don't wear makeup. So
Oh, well, I normally wear makeup, but I would normally, like, back in the day, I would do makeup before I got on, but now I'm like, I'll do it after. I don't care.
Yeah.
I've got
Doesn't
very dim
matter.
lighting. I've made sure I've got dim lighting though. Have you noticed? I've turned the dimmer down.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
want to
I do.
frighten don't want to frighten anybody.
Oh, you're not gonna frighten anyone. I will say I do put on my makeup and try to look presentable when I come on, but then as soon as I'm done here, the eyelashes come off, the earrings.
I wouldn't even dream of wearing. I'd end up with one ear and one ear if I wore them.
I
When I
have these
wear makeup, my face sort of melts. I cry
Yeah.
because I'm always allergic to whatever I put on.
Oh.
I've got
Oh.
very
wow.
sensitive skin, so I end up just sliding off anyway. So there's no
Right.
point.
Oh, there comes a time in life you just have to accept it.
That's right. Everything starts to go south very rapidly at some point.
Yeah. I'm at that stage where I'm fighting all of that. I'm like, no, we're dyeing the hair, we're doing the makeup, we're doing the face serums, we're
Actually-
like doing face yoga.
Just leave that Botox alone.
What?
Just
Yeah,
leave the
face
Botox
yoga.
alone.
Oh no.
Face yoga?
Yes, I would never touch Botox because I don't want to inject anything like that. But yes,
Botulism.
face yoga.
Yes,
Yes.
that's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Yes, botulism. I'm
If you're
not putting
thinking
that in my
about
face.
if you're thinking about having some, watch some of these videos that happens to you when you have
Oh.
Botox. It's
For
scary.
real.
No.
Very scary.
I just need to
Christy,
look at Nicole Kidman.
right? I want to
I
put you on the spot for a minute, Christy.
Okay.
I would love to learn the face yoga, and so if you think even just by private video, a few of us, if you want to show us how to do it, that would help.
Yeah, I definitely can because some of it looks a little like suspect, you know, when you're
Yeah, I
doing
wouldn't
it.
ask you to do it like for
Definitely
public, but
don't
you
want
can
to
do
do
it
it
for
in the
YouTube,
road, you know, driving in the car going down the road because people will be like,
right? What is going on over there?
I certainly won't be
Martha,
doing that
look
on
away. I
camera.
think she's on drugs. Look away.
well,
The first time somebody would look at me and I wouldn't be, but they would think it.
right. No, I definitely will. Yeah. But it's a thing, and it's supposed to like help to kind of, you know, like sculpture your face and keep the muscles in your face tight,
Well, guys,
naturally.
there's a major reason why I have an issue with that, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like my face to be shown. After I did the video on the boat a while back, I got to see myself, and I tried. I put the dark, which I blame Quiet Girl because I wanted to have a big old floppy hat. She said no, and so I didn't. And if I could have done that, I could have been even more hiding. So, thank you actually, because I didn't have to hide. But I look at myself after rewatching it, and it's just monstrous to me.
Me
And it's
too.
because,
Me
No
too.
way.
well,
No way.
no, there's a reason why. And I used to, I couldn't wait until I got to be like 43 years old. That was my ideal age. Because then, you know, at that age, as a 20-year-old, well, I'm not going to have to worry about what I look like then, whenever I'm that age. Whatever, way past that, still worry. But at 21 years old, I let my husband at the time, talk me into getting my teeth taken out.
taken out. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
had one cavity. And being who he was, he thought it would be ideal for me to no longer have them. And I thought, being a good wife, that it would be a wifely thing to do. And the dentist didn't say a word to me, nothing. And I had that done, and I will forever regret that because it changed who I was completely. I no longer
Oh.
looked like who I was. And I had no idea until just the past probably year, even honestly since the video whenever I did that come out, that there was such a thing as the bone degeneration. I had no clue. And so I'm just now learning about, and I've been looking into the botulism and stuff. I'm not going to do it because I couldn't afford it anyways, but just like different things that you could do to make your face come back to its life. And so that would be so insanely helpful for me if we could do that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
understand
yeah.
completely. My partner didn't ask me to take them out. He just punched them out. So
Oh.
these
my
aren't my actual
God.
teeth. So I understand, like, when you don't have your teeth, it changes your whole face structure
Yeah.
and
I
everything.
have a tooth missing here, my upper one, and like this dimple. I was not born with dimples. That's from
No, me
having a
neither.
tooth missing, and then the
Yeah.
bones receding even more.
Yeah. So, but I'm lucky. In Australia, we have a very good system, like public health system. So I had mine replaced. It took a year. It took a couple, 3 years. So for 3 years, I didn't want to leave the house. I couldn't smile.
Mm-mm.
I didn't want to talk to anyone and all that sort of stuff. It changes your life. It really does.
It does.
And
It does.
it changes your mental health, your
Mm-hmm.
it
Self-confidence for
changes
big time.
everything. Oh yeah, fully, and like I used to walk around, I used to like be like this when I talk to people
Mhm.
because I
Yeah.
didn't want them to see. So I understand completely.
Yeah, I
I
used
have a
to have
crippling fear of dentists.
Man, I don't even want to go get a haircut now.
Hey, you guys, excuse me a moment. I've got new baby chickies that I gotta go tend to. I'll be right back.
Okay.
baby chickies.
So awakened. He just because you had one cavity, he wanted you to
No,
get
it
all
wasn't
your.
because I had the cavity. It was because he's very sick and twisted, and for him, he had had somebody do something for him without them before, and he thought it would just be handy to have his wife not have them in the way.
Ah, see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm catching. Oh my.
I'm
Sick
Oh my.
still
and
missing it.
twisted.
You're a
No,
man. You don't need to hear it anyways. That's the reason I was trying to be all cryptic the way I said it.
It's okay, Steve. You don't want to catch it.
Okay.
you don't.
You're good.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, for me, it's a symptom of my abuse that I have carried throughout, and
It's
will.
like it's like wearing a badge forever, though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And Scarlet Letter, I
Yeah.
adopted, and so looking at myself in the mirror, there's the whole thing. Anyways, seeing different people in the mirror has always been a thing for me, and to not be able to look in the mirror and see who I was,
There must be
and
something that you can do, though.
that's what I'm saying. The being proactive about it, I'm all about proactivity right now, and I think that Christy would really help me, and I
Well,
know
I
other
really,
people as well.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
really hope you
I'll
can get something done.
Thank
I'll
you.
do whatever I can to help. You know. It's I like it. Another thing that I do that I can so at the grocery store here they sell these little round like things that you can put on your eye, you put in the freezer, and it's like to depuff your eyes. What I do in
Hmm.
the morning when I get up is I take those and I just put them all over my face, like I massage my face with them because the coldness takes away the puffiness. So I go under my eyes and my forehead. So anytime you put anything on your face,
I
men
need
or
that.
women, you always go out right here, like think of
And
brushing
up,
away the wrinkles. Yep. And then
never
like down
down.
and up. Yep. And when you go under your eyes, use your ring fingers because that's your lightest touch, and don't ever dig. But I was a makeup artist for a long time, and so that was one of the things that we learned, like when we were applying stuff, was like up and out. So, and then up this way. And that's another thing. Like even just doing like this is really good too.
Yeah, the neck thing.
But
That's just my old age is what to show. But my daughter actually has one of those. Now that you mentioned that, but hers is like a roller and it's jade. And she
Yeah,
puts
one
it
of
in the
those. I've seen those.
Yeah.
Do
But
they
I was
actually
thinking,
work?
yes, they
She's-
do, because they drain
I mean,
your
she's gorgeous.
lymphatic system. Yeah, they drain your lymphatic system because your lymphatic system doesn't have any way to drain itself. So that's why you have those rollers, and why you go down like that. You're actually draining that system. Yes,
makes
they
so
do
much
work. And whether it's jade or rose quartz, it doesn't matter. They're both the same. You can pick them up at Walmart for like $10, I think. They don't have to be.
You put them in
I
the
bought
fridge
all the
too,
ladies
don't
one
you?
of those last Christmas.
in the freezer.
All the ladies in the family all got a rose quartz
Yes.
roller.
You guys might as well just be talking about Chinese arithmetic with me right now. 'Cause
Hey, we are Charlie Brown's
Do you want to
teacher.
talk about soccer?
About soccer. Yes, Cosmic, you can put them in the fridge or the freezer. It just
Okay.
helps with that. But yeah, I do the little
Yeah.
round things and just
Apparently-
Steve, you can do it too. You can depuff your face if you wanted. Guys,
Yeah,
do
and
it.
honestly, because when you said that, Christy, it reminded me, back in the day, I used to do this, just take spoons. It was more for, other things, but, put the spoons in the freezer.
I should be going.
Pull it out.
Take your spoons and what, Nisha?
Put them in the freezer, and then whenever you need them, like I used to keep them because, of course, my ex-husband was something else, and so I would have to, hide things, and so I would put those in the freezer, and it would hide the hickeys because it would make it would make it come to the surface better, and so instead of having to deal with them for like a week, I would have them for just a couple of days or something by doing the spoons. So I used to keep spoons in my freezer all the time for that, and that would probably work for the eyes.
It
God.
would. That's even the under eye roller balls that have the steel ball in them are really good because that will depuff. Even putting your eye cream in the fridge is an amazing thing. It'll instantly depuff your eyes. Doesn't matter what kind of eye cream it is. Stick it in the fridge and then just underneath your eyes, just like this, and it takes that puffiness away. Whatever you do, please do not put hemorrhoid cream on your face. Don't do that.
Look at Steve's face.
I mean, I have had so many women come in and I'm like, what's your eye cream? And they're like, Preparation H. And I'm like, God bless America.
You missed it by 3. You missed by 3 feet if that's what you're using it for.
Depends on how tall you are.
It shrinks up things. I mean, yeah.
He looks absolutely mesmerized by all this.
Yeah.
I know.
I use a stuff called Retrieve.
Hey, honey, guess what I learned on needing a meeting today?
I use a stuff called Retrieve. It's like retinol.
Retinol A.
Yeah, it's like pure. It's like pure retinol.
Be careful with that going out into the sun. Make sure you put sunscreen on if you wear it before you go out, because retinol makes your skin highly sensitive to sun. So
I only put it on at nighttime after a shower.
Oh, well, then there you go. But if you ever do use
because I'm getting these all wrinkly things
retinol,
here right now.
Oh, Anik, the stuff I seen, people would come in, they would put Scotch tape on their eyes to do a cat eye. And
yeah, they actually do like this cosmetic procedure where they do these strings.
Yeah, they tape their face. I'm like, so if you think of your skin, your body is like construction paper, your face is like
surprised all the time.
Yeah, tissue paper, and then your eyes are like Kleenex. And so people putting that kind of stuff, I mean, I would just be like, that's why I have such a good poker face, you'll notice that if you go back and watch videos and you're like, okay, I'm going to share something personal or private or whatever, I don't react. I'm like you watch my eyes, you know. But that's why. It's because you don't want to look at somebody and go, oh my God, you did what? You know, so I'm just like,
You put ass cream on your eyes, man.
yeah, I'm like,
I love this
maybe
man.
Steve, it's supposed to take away bags under your eyes, emerald cream.
Yeah, it's supposed to tighten everything up. Yeah, it's
So
Yeah.
how do
It's
you feel
supposed to do
about
something
Alan?
else. But anyway.
Okay, so
How do
it
you
doesn't
feel
work
about
in
Alan?
reverse. Can you put your eye cream on your ass?
don't do that either.
No, it's too expensive.
Oh yeah,
Right.
This stuff's not
Right?
cheap.
And- yeah. Oh man.
It is
I
not cheap.
have my friends
I
gave
mean,
me
I've seen
placenta
the women put the cucumbers over their eyes,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
I don't know what purpose that's supposed to serve, but I can't imagine them
feels good
staying
for
fit
one.
any
Stops
other
them from being
party.
puffy.
It takes the puffiness away because anything cold is gonna take away puffiness.
Apparently
sport,
white
Eat 'em
tea
afterwards.
bags.
yeah, if you think
Apparently
about
white
sport,
tea
yeah,
is meant to
yeah.
help.
Okay.
Christy,
Yeah,
have you heard
people-
of alum?
Heard of what?
Yes.
Using alum on your skin, like on a
Alum?
quick pinch, just trying to make a little bit of the wrinkles go away for just a quick fix. Alum, it does other stuff too. And
Is
I will
it
share
the
see, I
same
will tell
Alan
you.
that you used to stop bleeding?
And for making the reason I knew it was for like batteries and stuff like. Well, I knew it for other reasons, but if you use it, it makes like a pucker, like a lemon. It just makes everything draw up real tight.
Oh, you mean like
And
the
so-
cooking stuff, like ALUM?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Alum.
Yeah. I have.
Yeah.
You would not believe the stuff people have come in and told me they have put on their face. I'm like, oh, you know, I just.
I
You
have
know,
placenta cream in my bathroom that I got given for Christmas. I'm like, I ain't going on my face.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I'm so glad because I thought you were going in different directions. And I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I love y'all. Bye.
I'm like, no, that's not going on my face. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate
Right?
it. It's gonna stay there. That's
I
it.
think
Just so I can go like,
I think Steve's got a little bit of throat in his mouth at the moment.
I
I'm
gotta
just
tell
like,
you, I'm a little uncomfortable.
I'm just like, where did it come from?
So now I've heard of bag balm. Has anybody
Yeah.
else heard of that? Where
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Anything designed for farm animals should not go on my face.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I use pretty good stuff though.
Yeah, and back balm is more for it's more for like your hands and your feet and stuff like that. Like you don't really put that on your face because that is to
Oh.
what it was originally designed for was when you milk the cows so that they wouldn't get raw. That's what it was for. And then they found that it worked really good on hands and feet. So that doesn't have the same effect as some of the other stuff. Like that's not the weirdest stuff I've ever had somebody put on their face.
Anik, I used the one with the soldier. The soldier is me standing next to my grandfather.
I sent her a link with your. I sent her your link.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Can I just tell you, I saw something about doing that clicking, Do you watch RuPaul?
And no,
I
I
don't
know
have
who
cable,
he is.
so I don't
do
always get to see.
That clicking sound.
Oh.
And apparently, if you do that 30 times a day, it stops
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's
I wish I'd have known that 20 years ago.
Right?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm talented enough. I think that's something I could do because my talent doesn't go very far. But that's something.
Yeah, 30 times every day.
It's on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. She does have lovely skin.
My skin has always been good, actually, but it's just very sensitive.
Yeah.
I was there for a little
I'm
bit taking
63
colostrum.
though. I'm 63 and I feel like I don't feel like 63 until I look in a mirror. That's when I feel 63.
We need GPS to get out of the weeds on this one.
I think we're all still good. You're the one that we need to throw you the line. Here you go, Steve.
I fell down the well and I'm never coming back.
You
Well,
signed up
hey,
for it, sir. We love you.
now if anybody's ever like, I don't understand women, you can legitimately go,
Yes.
I kind of do, and maybe that's a good place for you to be at. Just don't understand.
Remember the movie What Women Want? You know now.
I enjoy
We
coming
don't
on
even
and
know
see
what we
all of
want.
your faces every day, but it's just a crapshoot on whether I'm going to be horrified or not.
I mean,
Makes it fun.
This is what happens when you get with a gang of women, Steve.
Oh, it's
Right.
fun.
I think we've kept it pretty clean for the most part.
Just thank your lucky stars we're not talking about menopause.
Well, I don't think there's any coming back from where we've been. So why don't we maybe do some box breathing meditation?
Yes, please.
That sounds good.
Sorry.
Steve.
Sorry, my face hurts. I need to do some face. I think I've done my face yoga.
right? Okay, hold on. You gotta allow me a minute to collect myself. Steve was like, "Yes, please." Nobody's listening for a minute.
He was quick on the taking.
Right? We'll release all of those. We'll do a releasing meditation to release all of this negative stuff that no longer serve us.
Hey, I am in release mode right now.
Pull up my sleeves. Get serious here. Okay. All right. So with the box breathing, what we do is we're going to close our eyes. We're going to drop into our heart center. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and release until all the air is out of our lungs. We're going to do that 3 times. At the end of that, I'm going to take you through a guided meditation. And when the meditation is over, I will say, when you are ready, open your eyes. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Last one. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Now I want you to take a moment, focus all of your energy inward into your heart center. I want you to imagine, I want you to plant your feet firmly on the ground and imagine from the bottoms of your feet, roots going deep, deep into the earth, down through the soil, tunneling their way all the way to the center of the earth, to the fiery, hot, molten center. Now, go back into your heart space, and I want you to imagine releasing all of the energy, thoughts, and feelings that no longer serve you, sending all of the negative things down, start at your crown, and feel the release, pushing down all of the negative energy and thoughts that no longer serve you, down to your eyes, down to your mouth, down to your throat, feeling all of that negative flow down to your shoulders, down to your elbows, to your fingertips, to your heart, pushing all of that negativity down to your belly button, down to your knees, feeling your body slowly relax down to your ankles and down the bottoms of your feet. All of those worries and thoughts and things that no longer serve you, going down through the roots, down through the earth, into the center of the hot molten lava, where all of that negativity gets burnt up. Now I want you to imagine pulling that beautiful, loving energy up through the soil, through the roots, feeling all the positivity, love, confidence, and joy. Feeling all of that enter your body through the soles of your feet. Feeling the love and joy radiate as it moves up to your knees, to your belly button, to your fingertips. Feeling that love spread over your body as it goes up to your shoulders, your belly button, into your heart space, where it takes hold up to your throat, to your eyes, and at the top of your head. And sit for a moment and just enjoy the peace, confidence, love, and security. And when you are ready, feel free to open your eyes.
Oh.
Y'all were with me then.
All right, and shake off any extra that you feel you need to shake off. Get it all out, loosen it up. And there
I
we
can tell
go.
you it's all out.
Good. I'm glad.
That was pretty
Wow.
traumatic, but it's all gone.
Good. Well, and on that note, I'm going to end with a huzzah. And I will see you all.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here, Mischief.
Yeah,
Thank you
great.
for
Yes,
being
thank you,
here.
Mischief.
See you again.
I will see you again, I promise.
Yes.
I'll talk to you later, Chrissy.
We're gonna hold you to
I
it.
mean, Mischief.
Okay, no props.
Yes.
See you later.
And,
See you.
all right, see you
Bye
guys.
so much.
I love you guys. I love this meeting.
Yes, this was a good one.
It was a fun one.
It was a fun one.
I think I've got paint on my face from yesterday. That kid, man. All right.
There's
Love
a
you.
better being traumatized again.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's not a meeting without you, and we'll see you next one. And peace, y'all.